morning. I'm Tara Frick, Director of the Student Success Center. We are so happy to have you all here today. We're ready to begin our formal program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Anton Reese, President of WKCTC, to the podium. I want to thank Dr. Reese, just briefly, sorry. I want to thank Dr. Reese for the vision for the Student Success Center and for the opportunity that I've had to be director. Dr. Reese.
Thanks so much, Sarah. I always appreciate you stealing my thunder. Well, certainly good morning, everyone. I cannot tell you how excited I am, thrilled for this day to be here. I'm sure you'll be hearing from Dr. Frick and her team later on in the program. I'm sure they're much more excited as I am and are relieved to really get to this point. This is an incredible day. This is a historic day where we get to celebrate our students. First, I do want to recognize some of our community leaders, board members here in attendance. I will recognize some, and if I miss anyone, please let me know. Let's go then with Jay Simmons from the WKC Board of Directors. If you could wave. Yeah, Jay's right over there. Heather Coltharp, representing the faculty. Summer Holland, representing our staff. John Williams, Susan Ebersarbel, representing the PJC Foundation. Brent Hausman, Chair-elect for the Paducah Area Chamber of Commerce. He's going to take us higher. Is David Mainshine here yet? I don't see him. Or the judge. All right. Did I miss anyone? And you'll be hearing, obviously, from Erica and Chris here in moments as well. I would now like to welcome to the podium Eric Mehta, who will bring comments from the WKCTC Board of Directors.
Good morning. It is my honor and privilege to share comments on behalf of Chairman Chuck Murphy and my fellow directors. As one of the newer members of the WKCTC Board of Directors, I feel very fortunate to have been selected to support the great initiatives of WKCTC, such as today's historic and signature event. My passion for service lies in equity of education access, support, and success of all students. The importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion is consistent with the Mackenzie Scott philanthropy and noted in the historic $15 million gift the college received. I want to congratulate Dr. Reese for his vision and DEI outreach efforts, and also the administration, faculty, and staff whose efforts keep WKCTC nationally ranked and recognized. Please give them a round of applause. In closing, I want to encourage the incredible students at WKCTC to seize this opportunity to utilize the services offered by the Student Success Center. The WKCTC Board really looks forward to hearing updates on how this center impacts students' progress and enriches their educational experience. Thank you, and have a great semester.
Next on the program, bringing comments on behalf of the Paducah Junior College Foundation, Chair Chris Black. Chris.
Thank you, Dr. Reese. Again, welcoming everyone here for this celebration, this ribbon cutting for the Student Success Center. The Student Success Center, I think, in the original 7 sectors that Dr. Reese developed, is a linchpin of how the college needs to move forward. The PJC Foundation's dedicated role is in support of WKCTC, and our not-for-profit ability to have received this generous gift from the Mackenzie Scott National Philanthropic Trust, to be able to apply those funds and endow those funds so that a success center such as this is able to endure over a period of time, to make the strides forward that are necessary for the college to continue to be as successful as it's been. I'd like to thank the staff, especially Shay Nolan, Vice President of Operations, for the hard work that it took to physically convert the space so that it works. Tara Frick, congratulations on being in the position to move this Success Center forward. And I'd like to thank all of the staff of the college for all the hard work that they do. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from our SGA President, Lexi Harnett.
Reese. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Good morning. I'm Lexi Harned, President of the Student Government Association, WKCTC, and the student representative on the WKCTC Board of Directors. SGA encourages students to get involved, and there is no better way to do that than to make your voice heard at one of our biweekly meetings. Our next meeting happens to be September 21st at 11 in the Student Center. There we will be discussing our upcoming events on campus and answering questions and addressing issues students may have. On behalf of the student body, I would like to extend congratulations to Dr. Reese, faculty, and staff for establishing the Student Success Center. I encourage my peers to come to the Student Success Center and take full advantages of its resources. From my personal experience, an engaged student is a successful student. I look forward to seeing you on campus and hearing all your success stories. Remember, you've got this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lexi. I stated at the very beginning, today, students, many of you assembled here, today this is about you, right? We are celebrating you. I've been asked, certainly over a period of time since the $50 million announcement, how do you get it? What do you do with it? Certainly, the process of how you get it really is determined by external individuals who pay close observation to the sort of work that we try to do on a daily basis, which is ensuring that students are successful, coming to and through us, and certainly by way of Mackenzie Scott's vision, that it includes first-gen, diverse, lower socioeconomic, and equity type lens. So all the efforts that we do on a daily basis, as the adage goes, you never know who's watching. In terms of how do we invest the money, the seven sector framework, I've been asked, how did I come up with it so quickly? Well, first and foremost, I didn't wait for $50 million to have the vision. I had a vision, I don't know if I'm going to pay for it, but the timing of that certainly helped. Interestingly enough, even though the sectors which are at your tables, and I would definitely draw your attention to Sector 5 specifically, which is the Student Success Center, I actually, by way of vision, started with Sector 5 first. Why? Because yes, through Sector 1, we can develop partnerships with our, very important partnerships with our four-year K-12 partners. Through Sector 2, yes, we definitely want to engage those nonprofits, which are a hallmark of the Mackenzie Scott's actually distribution of funds. The majority of that money went to nonprofits because they work directly with lower socioeconomic and diverse communities. Sector 3, we knew particularly through COVID, the Wi-Fi challenges, and that sector looked at ways in which we could provide access, particularly to our very rural areas, including the Four Rivers area. Sector 4, very important, of course, with workforce and all the related supports driving that economic development. Sector 6, the Student Emergency Fund, recognizing that there are so many non-academic needs that impact students' ability to be successful. Sector 7, professional development opportunities, again, guided through equity for our faculty and staff. But Sector 5, with the Student Success Center, even as the name implies, the middle name is success. When all is said and done, we can do all aspects of the other sectors, but if students, bottom line, are not successful at being retained and graduating on time, speed to work, high wage, high demand jobs, and are transferring to great institutions, then in many ways it becomes just symbolic. So the Student Success Center with intention really was the core division. I would add as a tag on, by way of transparency, of course, I spent 13 years directing a Student Success Center at the unnamed institution. So I also realized that there are three important components, and you'll be hearing more with the work Dr. Frick and her team has been doing. But that three-prong approach is one at its core. In order for students ultimately to be successful, we have to embrace, one of the monikers that lives in the urban legend in many ways at higher ed institutions, quite frankly, nationally. I'm so old I can remember back in the day, during orientation, it was look to your left, look to your right. Half of you will be here and half will not. Other institutions, the mantra becomes sink or swim. I remember I was challenged when I brought forth an initiative for the Student Success Center, and the chair of the Faculty Senate pressed me. And he said, surely you believe in sink or swim. And I said, repeat that one more time. He said, sink or swim. What are you doing at the Student Success Center? I said to the chair, we're trying to empower students and equip them to be stronger swimmers, because we believe that regardless of the point of origin, they have the capacity to swim and swim well given that opportunity. So it was very, very, very important by way of the Student Success Center, understanding that it really does then at its core becomes a shift culturally, a shift from a deficit model to a success model, and that we expect students to dream, plan, and achieve. You like that? Yes. Second, equity, which is very, very, very important and central to the Mackenzie Scott vision, if you will. So, you know, we as a college, WKCTC, continue to remain in this rarefied air, gaining all of these national recognitions and rankings, as we know, through Aspen and others. But we want to be sure that part of that success must be inclusive, ensuring then that we are paying attention to the equity issues. Our adult students, some of our first generation students, some of our diverse students, some of our rural students come with various unique needs. And so this is an opportunity to really ensure that we meet the needs, right, that we're getting them all across the finish line. And then third is that three-prong approach. The incredible faculty make these referrals to students who need varying levels of support to the Student Success Center. World-class student success coaches get to work and do this comprehensive case worker sort of approach, ensuring that we are attuned to student needs. And then certainly there's that peer element, as they see the peer tutors, you know, the SI program, recognizing that within that triad, all things being equal, students have the capacity and the ability to be successful here at WKCTC. So we're incredibly, incredibly proud that this day is here, that the vision has come through. Talking about vision is always easy as a president to have a vision, but it takes incredibly capable and talented people to make it happen. And so you'll be hearing now momentarily as I bring forth Dr. Frick and her team as we've labored over this past year. I also want to recognize Dr. Sin, who was also instrumental part of this journey as well. But with that, I want to turn it over now to Dr. Frick, the director of the SSC.
Thank you. In August of 2021, I and the new Student Success Center staff were given the charge of bringing the vision of Sector 5, the Student Success Center, to reality. We had a powerful concept, great space, smart people working together, and the desire to change students' lives. So we began our work to unite the first-year experience program, academic support, and success coaching as the new Student Success Center. We defined our mission as providing best practices in each of our service areas and collaborating across campus to advance student success. We identified the primary objective of all of our work as empowerment. We want to empower students to take ownership of their career dreams. We want to empower students with the ability to plan for those dreams. And we want to empower students to achieve those dreams. From this came our logo, Dream, Plan, Achieve. This logo captures what we want to do for students, but it also captures what we want to do in the development of the Student Success Center. The Student Success Center team is made up of people passionate about helping students. We dreamed of what we could do. We spent a year planning and working to achieve what today marks the Student Success Center as our dream becoming a reality. Lots of people were involved in making this happen. The photo on the wall, this one, captures the hands of many of those people. I'd like to specifically recognize the Student Success Center team who make the center's development their primary objective day in and day out. First year experience and summer bridge coordinator, Sancy Teague. Sancy has been part of the team from the beginning. She works diligently to advocate for a course that truly supports students in charting their way at WKCTC and beyond. Supporting Sancy in the FYA vision is Associate Professor of Art, Tanya Knightsky. She teaches FYE for us along with art. Joining the team in November of 2021, Adrienne Mason and Mindy Bell. Our success coaches who work tirelessly to encourage students and offer guidance on how to navigate the complexities of life as college students. Then in August of 2022, Barbara Sweat. Where's Barbara? There she is. Barbara joined the team as department assistant, and that title simply does not capture all that she does for the Student Success Center and the students who come through our doors and call with questions and needs. Most recently joining the team on September 1st, Tiffany Emerson and Callista Self. There are new success coaches joining the tireless coaching efforts to help our students be successful. The Student Success Center team also includes invaluable academic support part-time staff. Would they stand? Those are part-time staff. Our part-time staff are students balancing their own studies while assisting students who come to the Student Success Center needing help with study skills and difficult course content. We are a small team, but we are fully dedicated to student success. To advocate for student success, we must work closely with students and therefore have the privilege of hearing their unique life stories full of challenges in the pursuit of personal dreams. No matter how many student stories I hear, I am still left in awe of each student's resilience in persisting toward their academic and career goals. I'd like you to hear one of those stories that's left me in awe. I first met Tyler Suits in the Student Success Center in the spring of 2022. He had become a familiar face in the center, so I began piecing together just the surface of his story. I came to realize he was good in math and that he was being recruited by the Math Center to tutor, so I invited him to join our academic support staff. It wasn't until then that I learned how resilient Tyler really is. Please welcome Tyler Suits to the podium to share his story with you.
Good morning, everyone. In order for me to tell you what the Student Success Center has meant to me, I need to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a returning student. The last time I took classes, it didn't end well. I herniated 3 discs in my back, and I had to have back surgery. I was prescribed opiates, which would become a struggle that I would deal with for the next decade of my life. It was easy to rationalize my problem. I wasn't buying them off the street, and I wasn't sticking a needle in my arm. So I told myself that I couldn't be addicted. I can't actually describe to you the pain that the drug put me in. I can only tell you that it's far worse than anything you can actually truly experience in real life. I honestly believed that it was all from my back surgery, so there was nothing I could do. I had to depend on my family for everything. I needed them to pay the bills, I needed them to take me to the doctor, and they were constantly worried about what I was experiencing. I felt like a weight around the necks of everyone I cared about. And that led to many suicide attempts whenever I felt as though I was a greater burden to my family alive than dead. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I realized what was going on. I went from taking 2 pills a day to 6 within a couple of months. When it was still just as hard to make my prescription last until the end of the month, and the pain didn't improve at all, I could finally see what was going wrong. The next time I ran short at the end of the month, I quit for good. Someone must have been looking out for me, because just 4 months later, my mother died from COVID-19. If I had still been taking those pills at that time, then I would have taken my life within a month. Mom was the only reason I hadn't already taken it using a more certain method. Not long after that, my grandmother, who was my second mom in my life, had to go to the nursing home because of Alzheimer's. I had wanted to graduate from college, and I had already planned to return the following spring. But when my grandmother went to the nursing home, I realized I needed to return in the fall. I knew that if I were alone at home by myself with nothing else to do, that I would lose my mind again. When I returned, I hadn't been off the pain medication for a year, and it was tough. I live out in the country, so I needed to be at school to work on my homework to have internet access. I would sit outside the student center for hours on the weekend. It was tough, and it was very lonely. I did well that first semester, but it was a struggle. It wasn't until the spring that I found the Student Success Center. I was still on academic probation from the last time I attended college, and I heard about it through my success coach. The Student Success Center provided a support system that I lost when I lost my family. I probably would have passed my spring classes without the center, if only from sheer force of will, but I wouldn't have gotten a 4.0 GPA that I ultimately ended with, and I doubt I would have gotten into UK's engineering program, which I started this fall. The Student Success Center, who had people who would listen to my struggles when I needed someone to talk to, and offered countless small acts of kindness. The tutors have given me the ability to understand math in ways that I couldn't on my own. Tutors like Bilal, Andrew, and Trey took me under their wings, even though I'm still repairing the damage that was done to my mind and body by the opiates. Coaches like Mindy and Adrian have always found a way to help me solve any problem that I've faced and given me the confidence to go further than I believed I could. Although Dr. Frick works tirelessly to be the architect of it all, she has never failed to stop and listen to students' problems and offer help. Even now, they continue to help me and have given me the opportunity to give back as a tutor myself. It's been an opportunity to help others in the same ways that I have been helped. Anyway, I would like to thank Dr. Frick and everyone at the Student Success Center that have helped me reach my goals in the past year. And I can't wait to see what they do and what I do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. You represent why we are here doing this work. We want to see you achieve your dreams. So we're here to help you and all West Kentucky students. We are ready to officially cut the ribbon for the new Student Success Center. Would all the program speakers please join me at the podium? I would also like to invite Heather Coltharp and Summer Holland as faculty and staff representatives of the WKCTC board to join us.
Don't be worried about that, Marcus. You good? 1, 2, 3. Wow. You don't know how many times you practiced that. And it didn't work. No. We had a backup plan with the scissors just in case, really and truly. I noted our county judges here. Let's give our good judge climber. Thank you so much for your support from the county and the city, Judge. Hope I didn't miss any other officials who may have come in afterwards, but thank you for your support, both the city and the county. Lexi, certainly Tyler, that incredibly powerful and moving story also speaks to resilience. The eclectic group of students that we have, and again, the different pathways to success here at WKCTC. You know, my charge, as always, to students is to stay in class, stay focused, and certainly finish on time. But we recognize, too, that through your peer networks, you have the strongest influence. So we definitely want you to not only feel the celebration here today, but through your influence, encourage your peers to come in and ready to utilize the incredible resources that we have here for them to be successful, all right, with that. So again, I want to thank certainly all of the faculty and staff that are also assembled around who play real critical roles. To each and all of you, or community leaders, again, this would not have been possible without you. We look forward to great reports and updates. We'll be looking at a lot of data, really seeing at the end of the day the significant impact that the Student Success Center has on current students and certainly future students as well. With that, I believe we're going to do a group photo. Is that correct? Kathy, it's going to be outside? All right. And it will be All right, so all those in blue, if you could quickly assemble, mad rush to the outside. Yeah, follow Kathy. We'll take a photo.
Dream, plan, achieve. And that's what we're here for. Students come to us with a dream. We help them plan to achieve it. We do that through the first year experience course, through academic support, through success coaching. That's why we're here, to help students make those dreams come true.
FYE stands for First Year Experience, and I primarily teach FYE 105, which is Achieving Academic Success. And any student who begins here at West Kentucky will take this class in your first semester, and it is a course that's going to help you chart your course to credential completion.
We want to welcome students to their first year experience where we're really going to help them lay out their course in achieving their academic goals.
In FYE classes, you are going to learn a lot of strategies for success, like note-taking and time management. You will learn about financial budgeting, and then you'll also learn about the campus resources that are available to students to help them achieve their goals.
To be honest, my first impression about FYE was that it was going to be one of those classes they forced you to take, and you were just going to have to do all this busy work, and it was going to be pointless, basically, was my thought. I think FYE is a very beneficial class, and it's very helpful in figuring out your career.
Now that I've done it, I think it's 100% a class everyone needs. It puts you in a perspective that you wouldn't do yourself. It considers all the possibilities, everything from budgeting, classes, and actual framework of your career.
We help them discover more about themselves. Like I tell my students, this course is really about you. They can help discover more about themselves to discover what they want to do in the future.
So academic support includes one-on-one assistance. If a student's having trouble with a particular class, they can come here and set up an appointment with a tutor. There's the opportunity to set up small group study sessions. We're here to help if it is with a particular class or maybe it's just with study skills. That's what we're here for.
Supplemental instruction involves having a student like me who has already successfully completed the course sit in that class with you, sort of as a mentor, modeling good student behavior like taking notes and asking good questions. And then outside of class time, as your SI leader, I would hold group study sessions twice a week. We do group activities, group discussion. It's just a really good way to deepen your learning of the course material.
When I was an SI leader last spring semester, I learned how to better relate to both non-traditional and traditional students. And coming from a non-traditional student background, I feel it's especially important. It's really hard to relate to people, especially in a group setting. I also learned how to better adjust my SI sessions to my individual students' needs.
Made a tremendous difference, I'll be honest. I was struggling with a lot of the concepts. And being able to work with somebody who knows exactly what it's like learning something for the first time so fresh, it was a lot easier, especially with different methods and practices.
I feel very prepared now. I was, at first when I started school, very nervous and had no idea what was going on, and I was completely lost, but now I definitely feel prepared.
We provide a relaxed space for you to ask questions or to learn amongst your peers. Students can come in here and work together. Sometimes it's hard to ask family or professors questions. The staff here and your peers here can answer your questions, and it's a very relaxed environment.
When students come in to study, sometimes they need a break, and we have space for that as well. We've got Fuel Your Success Lounge. There's a microwave, tables, there's also a sharing station with snacks right outside the building.
My job here in the Student Success Center is to success coach students through any barrier that they might approach, either school-related or not school-related. If it's finances, emotional, mental stress, anything that goes along with being a student these days. As a success coach, I can definitely help with organization, time management, budgeting is something I do a lot for my students. Working with people, building relationships, that's my jam.
Honestly, if I hadn't gotten as involved in it as I have like this past semester, I probably wouldn't be doing nearly as well as I am, just because I don't have much of a support system outside of school, so the school providing that for me really did help a lot.
We're here to help them find the resources that they need, because ultimately we want to try to remove the barriers so that they can get that credential that they came for.
We have a lot of ways that students can access tutoring. One of the main ways is on main campus. We have the Student Success Center, which is on the first floor of the Matheson Learning Resource Center, that you can just walk in and schedule an appointment. We also have online tutoring for after hours, and we have 2 locations. We have Paducah School of Art and Design, and we also have Skilled Craft Training Center in Mayfield, Kentucky, that you can receive tutoring at. BrainFuse is a website that is available for tutoring for the weekends and the evenings for anyone that doesn't have time during school hours, and it can be accessed through Blackboard.
I love being able to help students to realize their academic potential. Me being a first-generation student from my family, I know that I'm giving students the opportunity that I did not have that I can now share with them through my experience. I know it's going to help them be successful students here at the college.
The Student Success Center is here because we have a growing understanding. Students want a college degree, and it's not their lack of ability to learn, it's the complexities of life. We're here to help them find the resources that they need, because ultimately we want to try to remove the barriers so that they can get that credential that they came for. The Student Success Center, success is our middle name. That's why we're here.